on the go, you're always one fast click away from your favorite Casey's pizza. Try the new Casey's.com today. The easier, faster, friendlier way to order pizza. This month's special, order 2 large, delicious Casey's single-topping pizzas for only $9.99 each. Not valid with any other offer.
One Iowa Lottery Silverado scratch ticket, please.
Here you go. Top prizes of $50,000.
And a chance to win a fully loaded Chevy Silverado.
Yep. They're giving away 4 Silverados and 20 prizes of $5,000 in the Summer of Silverado promotion. You're actually supposed to scratch it, not sniff it.
Yeah, but I just love imagining that new truck smell. For rules and complete details on this Play It Again promotion, visit ialottery.com.
Woohoo!
Hear that? That's the sweet sound of Minute Maid slushies at McDonald's, turning up your summer. Every sip, slurp, and brought to you by 3 refreshingly chill flavors like blue raspberry, fruit punch, and new sweet peach. Only at McDonald's and only for summer. At participating McDonald's for a limited time. Minute Maid is a trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Hey, did you go out for breakfast?
Yup, got a sausage McMuffin with egg from McDonald's, melty cheese, and a buttery English muffin. You?
Cereal. Just dry cereal.
You know, that kind of looks like what we feed the parakeet.
Yeah, it's probably why he's giving me the stink eye.
Good thing I got a McMuffin for you, too.
There's a better way to breakfast.
Come to McDonald's and try a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel, a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel, or a steak, egg, and cheese bagel. Price and participation may vary.
Sheedy Family Chiropractic is your choice for chiropractic care in the Quad Cities. Chronic problems, joint pain, or recent injury, don't let pain slow you down. Sheedy Family Chiropractic in Davenport can help decrease your pain and improve range of motion, keeping your busy life moving. Same-day appointments available most days for new patients and $20 sports physicals. Call today or visit sheedychiro.com. That's SHEEDY Chiro.com. Sheedy Family Chiropractic, getting you back to work, play, and life.
Some knowledge belongs to us and us alone. The way our girlfriends walk, the way they talk, the way they touch their hair. We hold details that only a sister can know about her girls. But what about our other girls? The ones that we carry with us every day. Can we describe them when everything's right? Can we feel when something's wrong? Our bond with our sister girls gives life. But knowing your breasts can save it. Go to knowyourgirls.org for the facts you need on breast health. That's knowyourgirls.org. Brought to you by Susan G. Coleman and the Ad Council.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5, KJOC Bettendorf.
Welcome back to ESPN 93.5, Don't Hassle us for Local, here in the Hassle Palace. We just talked to Kaylee, Community Relations Director from the Quad City River Bandits. We're gonna set something up where we can get in there. We're gonna do more than just the rascal. We got to make a day of it.
We'll do something, yeah.
Like a decathlon. Like one inning where we do that. We get to do the press, the PA thing, and
10-meter race.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You think I can fit in those little gators that they make the little kids ride in? That they race in?
They might have a weight limit.
All right, so Game 5 last night.
Game 5.
Game 5 last night. Now today, there's going to be all kinds of storylines. Did the Golden State Warriors pressure Kevin Durant into playing Game 5? Did Kevin Durant hurt himself by playing Game 5? I'm going to give you another storyline. It's called the double turn. All right?
Okay.
It is one that is not used very often, and it's not easy to pull off.
Okay.
Most importantly, though, it is known in WrestleMania 13 when Steve Austin and Bret Hart made a double turn during their match. Steve Austin went in as the bad guy. Bret Hart was the good guy. But as the match ended, Steve Austin was being cheered and Bret Hart was being booed. Okay? Quick backstory. After ditching his failed ringmaster gimmick, that's Steve Austin, and running through the competition in the 1996 King of the Ring tournament, Stone Cold set his sights on three-time world champion Bret the Hitman Hart. After months of promos mercilessly insulting Hart, the Hitman returned from a short hiatus to battle Austin at that year's Survivor Series. Not as good as their WrestleMania 13 encounter, the tilt at Survivor Series was still outstanding and proved that the feud should go on, and that it did, as Austin ramped up his antagonism of Hart while also co-hosting him, costing him a win in the 1997 Royal Rumble match and then the WWF title itself to Psycho Sid. So they met at WrestleMania, and the animosity was at an all-time high. Two men took it to each other like never before. Austin bled all over, a crimson mask.
All over.
But something funny began to happen that day. Halfway through their 22-minute encounter, the sold-out crowd at the Rosemont Horizon in Illinois started slowly but surely to root for Steve Austin, and by the time Hart had Austin in the sharpshooter, it eventually rendered Stone Cold unconscious, and almost every fan in the arena was on his side. Hart compounded his new heel ways by continuing the attack on Austin after the bell until he was stopped by special guest referee Ken Shamrock. This is thus the double turn. Going into the 2019 NBA Finals, the heels were the Golden State Warriors.
Absolutely.
The face, the baby face, were the Toronto Raptors. Going into last night, were the bad guys going to lose? Was their dynasty going to be over by the dynasty slayer, Kawhi Leonard? And then something happened last night. Kevin Durant tried to go to his left, dribbled the ball between, dribbled the ball between his legs. And we're speculating now that he hurt his Achilles.
Mm-hmm. It's confirmed tear.
They have done it already. Mm-hmm. Confirmed tear of his Achilles. Thus costing him a full year of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in turn, the Toronto Raptors fans, not in their true Canadian ways, as being good sports,
booed.
They booed. Well, they cheered.
Yeah,
no, they cheered.
Cheered.
That Kevin Durant was down hurt. To the point where their own players, Toronto Raptors, were telling the fans and looking at him like, knock this off.
Yeah, not good.
So I ask you this, Serge. Is this a double turn, a true one? Are the Raptors the bad guys, and now the Golden State Warriors the good guys?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not?
No.
You say it's a failed double turn?
Yes.
Caitlin, do you agree or disagree?
I disagree because it's KD. Like, it's Kevin Durant. And the whole storyline of the, was he pressured to play?
Right, was he pressured to play? So now, if you ask me, are some of the people now, do they want to see maybe the Warriors win it for Kevin Durant for that whole thing? Maybe some small percentage of the people that are going to flip back to wanting the Warriors to win for some of the Raptors fans cheering an injury like that. Yeah, you're going to get some people that are going to flip back and forth. You always do.
Right.
But overall, is everybody switching sides? No.
Oh.
No way. Everybody still wants to see Toronto, America's team.
No.
Except longtime NBA fan Jay Foster.
Hey. I don't know. I mean, people are not happy about this. I know it's not the actual players.
You want to know why they should be happy about this? Because of the players. The players, the way Kyle Lowry, Kawhi, and there were a couple other ones that hushed the fans and told them, no, this is not how we act.
It doesn't do anything, though.
What do you mean it doesn't do anything? Kyle Lowry, even though he had the most god-awful Tom Cruise and cocktail, Philip Seymour Hoffman and Along Came Polly raindrops brick off the side of the backboard for a potential game winner. But Kyle Lowry just got shoved by a Warriors part owner and was respectful about it and didn't do anything and maintained. And then now their own fans, a handful of them were high-fiving and cheering Kevin Durant's season-ending and maybe a whole nother season-ending injury. They motioned to the crowd, no. Calm down. Take it easy. We don't do that. That's a class act.
They are, but their fan base, not so much. Do you want that fan base to have the Larry O'Brien trophy for the year? Do you want that fan base to rub it in the face? We, the North, to rub it in the face after they just did that? Vasco, come on in here. Vasco's got to tell us about this. We, the North, that's what they get to say the entire time? And say, we cheered when your beloved Kevin Durant.
The whole stadium didn't cheer, Jay.
It sounded like it. It was very, very rocking.
Now,
I didn't hear it.
I know you didn't. I don't know why I'm even
even
playing into this hand here. But no, the whole stadium didn't cheer. There were a few, I'm sure there are quite more than a few, but there were a lot of people. Okay, they also don't know that it's exactly what's going on. They also know, they're just excited. Hey, the star of the other team that came back that could potentially end our run here at this championship, the star looks like he's out of the game. I go, you guys are screwed now. Then maybe just a reality check on, this looks way worse. Maybe I should check myself. And that's what the players are saying. Hey, check yourselves here. We're not cheering an injury.
Well, we're cheering the chance of us actually winning the title because Kevin Durant is.
And then you had Drake. And then Drake went so over the top. I'm surprised he didn't carry KD off for him. And then there was the emotional Steph and the other players that walked him all the way back into the locker room. And Steph Curry was the only one that was actually still in the game too, but still chose to walk him all the way back in the locker room.
Yeah, he said that he was just guided by some spirit. Curry said that. Sometimes the spirit tells you what to do. But Boogie Cousins, he's not happy with this initial response by the Toronto Raptor fans.
No.
He said it was trash.
Of course.
Complete
Boogie's
trash,
a gangster.
right?
So trash. But like I said, when we're behind the lines, it's superstar athletes, not human beings. It's always about what we do between those lines. That's it. That's all that ever matters. And then once we lash out and do human type things, we are considered the bad guys. No, Boogie, you are the face. This was a double heel. This was a double turn. So
like now we're talking about the blame.
No, real quick before we get to the blame.
Okay.
Vasco.
Yeah. Hey.
Welcome to the studio, my friend.
Thank you.
I'm saying that I think after last night, Toronto fans, maybe there's a little more people guiding to Golden State. And we'll get to the blame in a second and the pressure. I believe, and I think I saw it, yes, before we went to air, Golden State is -3 for Game 6. Are you confident in that? Because I would have said last night, bet the house on Golden State. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think it would be 3 for Game 6. And now that Looney's out, Durant's out, I think Toronto gave them their best punches last night, and Golden State survived.
Barely.
Golden State did survive. Yeah.
They survived their best punches. It's like you're playing Mortal Kombat.
I mean, although let's be honest, like -3 is that not really like they're not giving them a great,
It was. I don't think it was their best
right
punches. Down the home stretch. What did I say what did I say yesterday? If they're able to continue to shoot as well as they have been, they're going to win one of the next 3 games, and it's going to be over. They have to continue to shoot well and keep that defense up. And what happened down the home stretch there when just after they scored 10 straight points, Kawhi just went crazy. They called that timeout because you don't want to lose that timeout because you can only call 2 within a certain time at the end of the game. They called that timeout to give the players a rest, and then they came out flat. That's when the Warriors made 3 straight threes.
Mm-hmm.
Clay, Steph, Clay.
Yep.
And then the Raptors missed 5 out of their next 6 shots, including 3 threes. And that was it.
Yeah, they fell apart. Mm-hmm. They fell apart at the worst time.
If they make one of those shots, they win.
Well, that's what's amazing about it, because Golden State did about as well as you could expect from beyond the arc. Right. I mean, they were phenomenal.
Yeah,
and it was still down to the point where Toronto should have won the game.
Not just phenomenal, not just high percentage, but the timing, the clutch on Clay's.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Clay's too.
For sure.
Well, especially because Golden State was down, 7 with 2 minutes left?
Yeah. It was something like that.
103.97, 6, yep.
Yeah. About the three-pointers.
Was it like 60%? Because it was 50 well into the fourth quarter. I don't know what they ended
made
up
20 three-pointers. It's the most three-pointers Warriors have recorded in NBA Finals games, surpassing their 18 three-pointers made in Game 2 of the 2017 Finals. It's the second place all-time in the Finals, trailing only the Cleveland Cavaliers' 24 made in Game 4 of the 2017 Finals. So I still say, I mean, you look at that time, Toronto, first off, Golden State had the lead. Toronto came back. Kawhi Leonard did what he was there to do. You guys we'll play for 3 quarters, then I'm going to take over. And he did, and that's their best shot.
Right. So one of the big things that is going to be speculated is that timeout. That timeout cost them. They were in the flow. Kawhi got interrupted when he was in the middle of doing his thing, going off, closing the game out. But
it was their best shot. 6 guys for Toronto scored in double digits. That's true.
But if your team is rolling like that, your team just scored 10 in a row. To take a 6-point lead. Your team.
Yeah.
Are you calling a timeout?
No. And you know what? You need to go back and look at that. Did the coach call it, or was Lowry calling it? That's the thing.
Coach called it.
Coach called it for sure.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Coach,
yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm talking about when I say in general over the game. I think Toronto threw their best punches, and I think it's going to loom over them over Game 6. I think we have a Game 7.
I would love a Game 7.
I'd love a Game 7. If you're not cheering for a Game 7, period, we're not friends.
Yeah.
If you're not cheering,
I guess I'm cheering for a Game 7.
I mean, it's okay if you take a bet. You're like, well, I wouldn't mind one, but I'm going to take the points. Do you know what I'm saying? But I mean, who doesn't want to see a Game 7
in the finals? Come on.
And the NBA needs it. The ratings.
I'm just ready for it to be over.
Yeah, give it one more game, Durant. Maybe he'll come back.
Jeez. Oh, I can't wait to see the memes. How the memes are changing. Warriors signed LeBron to a 2-game deal.
Yeah. So, the ratings so far have been a disappointment, except for last night's game. Obviously, it was up 37% from Game 4, but this is still down compared to years in 2015, 16, 17. There was no Game 5 in 2018. Game 7 is going to be the highest rated one if there is a Game 7. 6 will be all right. Thursday night, I don't see why not. It wouldn't be, but yeah, it would. Game 7 definitely would be great. I think Toronto threw their best punches. I do, and I think this is going to be hard for them to get over, because first off,
yeah, but they've done it 3 other times in the series already.
I didn't think that shot was going in by Lowry.
No,
Lowry didn't think that shot was going in.
That might have been the worst game-winning attempt I've seen in years,
it came
if
out
not
of his
ever.
hand. Not going.
I think of a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows.
There's that video of Anthony Adams, Spice Adams, where he's doing like all the breaks up.
Yep. Well, like that's what it reminds me of. Philip Seymour Hoffman in Along Came Polly is my favorite one. Raindrops, let it rain. And he just keeps throwing
just
over
off
the
the top of the backboard.
All right, so you got to. Curry scored 31. Thompson scored 26. Curry's going to have to put up another 47-point effort.
And not turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Clay. Clay will have to have a 35-point game, too.
I don't see 14 more points coming out of Boogie, but even though how bad he was, he still scored 14 points for him. Marc Gasol, 17 for Toronto. Lowry had 18. Again, all those shots that Golden State made, those 3-pointers, I don't know. I really think there's going to be something over them. I don't think it's karma because of those fans cheering. I don't think that. I think it's just like, man, that was our game, and that's the one that's going to stick with them.
Yes.
I mean, that one hurts for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
one
their
hurts
chance
for sure.
At Toronto.
Yeah, win it at home.
Katie going out with an injury early. Obviously, that's in their favor. Not cheering for an injury, but obviously that was going to be in their favor. They're like, all right, well, Katie's not going to be in the game. This is our chance to close it out. Close it out now. Don't give them a chance to go back home and then come back here, even at 3.
And Vern just said on the Vance Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment thread that Toronto trailed most of the game, and I realized that. And that's what I said. I think they threw their best punches to get ahead of that game.
Yeah.
And Golden State. It's vice versa. I can work it the other way because last night I posted, I said Golden State didn't win that game. They survived. And I think Gadian said easy. I was like, they were leading. They didn't put it away. I know they played defense in Toronto.
Yeah, they survived. They were leading, and then they blew it,
Yeah.
and then they did what the Warriors do. They relaxed. They settled in after that timeout. They settled in, and they made their shots. That last one of Clay's, what I was getting at there was how smooth and textbook Warriors that was. They had great ball movement. They went back all the way around, skipped past it back to him. When the defender jumped out, all Clay did was the smoothest pump fake, and that defender went flying by him. He stepped to the left, drilled it. There's no question about it. The second he pump faked, I was like, yep, it's going on.
Yeah, you knew it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what were you going to say about the
blame?
The blame.
Yeah.
So with the Warriors GM, gave a very emotional, almost confusingly emotional. Like
yeah,
it makes you think that it's
you kind
really like writings on the wall that he's either not going to be there or this is going to be at least a year-long
once he
deal.
got to the blame part of the conversation, part of that interview, that press conference, then I kind of understood that it was almost a little too over the top for me, to be honest, because you really put Durant on a pedestal when you did that. And I'm not saying he's not one of the greatest. Does he not deserve to be? Is that a big deal? But he's saying that if you want to blame anybody, blame me. But he also said that Durant is misunderstood. And if people think that he didn't want to come back to this series, that you couldn't be more wrong. That he wanted to be back. And the players' decision, they're not going to put themselves in jeopardy. You know Kevin Durant is an adult. He's a grown man. He's a millionaire. Do I want to play in this game? He knew if he was hurting at all, he doesn't want to. He's going to say, yes, I do.
Right.
They said this wasn't. They said this was a group decision. Everybody, he was cleared to play. They don't know if this injury is tied together. This is a separate injury. It's not the same. He didn't aggravate the calf strain.
Right.
This is an Achilles. This is a different injury. Oh, it's the same leg. It's because of this, because he had a weak calf. Okay. Did they push him? They probably said, we'd love to have you come play if you can. Can you make it this game? Durant's going to step up and say, I'm playing. I'm playing. Clay did the same thing. What if Clay would have gotten hurt the other game? Are they going to blame everybody? Are they going to blame the trainers?
Professional athletes for doing this, especially in football.
Oh, how dare
quarterbacks,
you.
how
dare
they're
you
all
sit
lauded
out.
for stepping out on the field, and probably rightfully so. But then when it comes to some superstars that are either, polarizing figures, or whatever reason, it's a totally different take. It makes no sense. I mean, it's like, dude, the guy powered through an injury. He wants to be out there for his team, and he's a pro athlete. He's competitive. Of course, he wants to be.
They're going to get criticism either way.
Right?
It's a
lose-lose.
Durant doesn't play that game. They lose.
Durant's fault.
Durant, you should have came back. You could have played.
Yeah,
you could have played this game.
I will say,
he's a
I was
competitor.
rooting for Toronto just because I wanted Toronto to get its first title, and I have family in Canada. I want them to have something to root for. But now, it would be a good story either way, because if Golden State wins this, they are now validated. Despite all of the titles they've won, they are now validated as we're a team still. And if they can win it without clearly the number one superstar, probably the best player in the NBA currently, if not top three, then that shows you something about how this team can be galvanized and motivated. These guys are motivated by the haters in a lot of ways, and everyone counted them out when they knew Durant wasn't going to be there. And now here they are in a Game 6 back home with favorites to win it. I mean, I think it's a great story either way, and I think you got to just root for just some great games at this point, because either way it shakes out, it's going to be awesome.
Sounds like you were cheering for Toronto until last night,
I was cheering for
They're
Toronto.
proving your point.
So here,
basically,
Jay, on Advanced Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment on exactly what you're saying when you're talking about NFL. Shelton says Jay Cutler still gets crucified for sitting out in that NFC Championship game.
Right.
Yep.
Crucified is the word. If Durant sat that game out, he would have gotten crucified. Okay,
Right.
so then now we already said if they lost. So if they lost last night, game over, finals are over, Durant gets crucified. He sits out last night, they win. What happens? Psh, didn't need Kevin Durant.
They don't need KD.
We're right back in it. Now we're going back to the Oracle game 6 and 7. So damned if you do, damned if you don't. So if you're Durant, you're playing that game. Any single one of you right now can tell me that if you were Kevin Durant and the doctor said you're cleared to play, but we got to be careful here. We don't want you to get hurt. Okay, but you're cleared to play. It's up to you. What are you doing?
You're playing.
Right, exactly. 100%.
Okay. I don't know. That's game 5. I'm just gonna sit this one out. No, that's not. It's not an option.
Which is
funny because
Plus, what your
Durant.
teammates think
for some
too.
people.
That's not a competitor.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
that's my
KD
point.
is a competitor.
And I'm a competitor. You're a
Yes.
competitor. Okay, you are not.
And what
sitting-
many consider a good teammate.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
team says we need
which is
you.
really funny because this is a very unpopular opinion right now amongst the NBA analysts. Charles Barkley, Jalen Rose, as we speak right now, are crucifying the Warriors, blaming them for pushing Durant into this game.
It's
And
absurd.
I think they're
it's
wrong.
absurd.
Yeah.
No, it's
You're
not
cra-
right.
No, it's not. It's not
No.
them. They didn't say.
You have to play.
It looks like it's still a little.
If
little
you think
torn,
a
but,
pro athlete
we're gonna
doesn't
need
want to
you.
be there in the NBA Finals, like you're kidding yourself.
Right.
There's no way that he didn't want to be on that court. There's not a chance. I don't understand how they could think that.
It would take a lot to keep. I mean, it would be like a.
It'd have to be like, wow, this might put you out for your career or something like that.
Well-
or it's clearly it's not feeling good, but sure looked okay at the beginning. Drained some threes right
Yeah,
off the
looked
top.
great.
You know,
Three for
what do you
three.
have? What do you
Great.
9 points are like or 11
Scored
points?
11
11
points.
points.
Three for
Played-
three.
Played,
From the
played 11 of the first 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
That's probably what's maybe the one question mark you
Oh,
say
they
like
should have
you
rested him.
probably want to like manage the minutes at least a little bit better, but they were in a flow
Hey
early on. I
KD,
mean,
you're
not
3
gonna
for
take-
3. You got
Right,
You sit
exactly.
down.
You got
Yeah.
11.
They're in a
You're 3
flow.
for 3 from the arc, and you got 11 points here in 11 minutes.
Come
Like,
sit down.
Come sit down.
that's exactly how it goes.
Right.
And he was
Yeah,
moving
no.
fine, clearly comfortable.
Yeah.
Didn't looked well.
Hey Caitlin, you're 3 for 3 from the plate, and you got 3 bombs.
Yeah.
It's the 7th
Take a
inning.
break.
We're tied.
We're gonna
have
pitch
to
hit for you.
It's not the 7th inning. It was not. It was in the first half. It went down. With that win, remember yesterday we did the 1,000 simulation. That they had only Golden State had only a 10% chance of winning.
What is that percentage now?
27.8.
All right.
It has gone up a whole 17.8%. Guys, this is going to change the free agency this summer. He's still going to get a max deal, but he might be out for an entire year.
Yeah.
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 So he's still going to. I mean, he could still get his max deal. He could go to the Knicks. The question where it kind of changes is, and he doesn't really have any say in it. Anthony Davis doesn't, but he's not going to want to go to the Knicks if he's going to burn a year of his career because Durant's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
if I don't know, I don't think Anthony Davis and Kemba Walker. Let's speculate that they're signing Kemba Walker. To also, I don't think those are going to do it. So,
But just the timing just doesn't work out.
Maybe Anthony Davis just
A lot of
waits a
moving
year and
pieces
says, "I don't want to be traded anymore. I would not like to be traded. I'll play a year with Zion."
Just grooms the brow.
Yeah,
Ew.
that's it. Because
Say ew.
Yes.
I think it's going to change a lot. Unfortunately, yeah.
Like the brow looks like a mascot logo.
It does.
I don't know. What do you think about Game 6 though, Vasco?
Like who I think will win it, or that's I kind of feel like Golden State will win it. Now, they're at home. They always do well. They got extra emotion backing them at this point.
Can we talk about Klay Thompson's interview?
Yeah.
About his comment. This is where it kind of makes me speculate about Game 6. He said, are we a good team without Kevin Durant? Yeah. But then kind of made it seem like the only way they were going to win it is if they had KD, because they were that much better.
I took it as you can't take away Thompson saying you can't take away the best player in the world and say we're still okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His like, are we? Yeah, we're a good team.
Right.
But with the best player in the world, you're taking it to the next level type of thing. And so that's where I took his comments at. There is just so many different things about the game, though. Like, where was it at? The guy got benched like right after Ibaka on the dunk where Green just stopped guarding him.
Yeah.
And then Kerr just lost it and just called the timeout. And you know that frustrating one from being a coach where you're just like, that's it. Just go as deep as you can down that bench. That is it. I'm not watching someone who can't even do that. Just like I said, there's those weird things. Boogie Cousins play. Caitlin, you pointed it out. The moving screen,
and then the goal
Yeah,
thread.
that was.
And like the Raptors didn't take advantage of those mistakes that late in the game.
No, that's what I'm saying. And then what was it? Yeah, the full timeout at 3:05 mark is.
Yeah, because there was like Draymond missed like an easy transition layup too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like Toronto's getting everything at this point. But they couldn't.
Yeah, and
they
Curry,
couldn't put
Curry
it away.
turns the ball over.
Yeah.
They have that over and back.
Yes. Yes.
So-
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
the over
Draymond.
back.
Draymond did that one too.
Okay.
Well, they had two. They had two backcourts, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Draymond stepped over once, trying to re-grab it.
Yeah.
There is one more
And then
variable.
I think Curry did it too. Yeah.
And I meant to bring this
It's
up
like,
yesterday.
how many gifts can you give them?
So since it didn't happen on Game 5, there's one more variable in Game 6.
Why are you grinning?
That's Draymond Green doing something that's very Draymond Greenish during the game. That might change everything. And that might be the moment where the tweet just comes and be like, never mind, there will be no Game 7. Draymond Green just... something's
Kick the ref in the junk.
Something's gonna happen. He's not gonna be happy with, and he's gonna get somebody. I don't know who or what. I have no idea, but it's gotta happen.
Is there a prop bet for that?
There's gotta be.
Better be. There better be.
Everyone takes a tire iron to Kyle Lowry's leg in the parking lot.
Gets all upset. I think this line probably will go down from 3 before tip off, and we got now it's Thursday, and then you have 2 more days. So we have 2 days of this, 2 more days of this where upset about Kevin Durant, should he have played, shouldn't he have, and then you have the game on Thursday night, which is much better than a Friday night. But again, these games are so far apart, and I get it on a 1-1-1 for your back 3, but after you have something like that, it's a game like that, and a game. Even as you can say like sloppy or whatever else, it's a pretty important game in NBA Finals history. I mean, he got hurt. Well, you know what we never talked about though? The 2008 NBA Finals when Paul Pierce had to be carried off and go into the wheelchair, and now he just came out and said that it's because he had to use the restroom.
Yeah.
That something might have happened.
And then everybody grossly overreacted and said, "Oh, we don't need to hear that. That's gross."
That was great.
What do you mean it's gross? He admitted. He's like, "I got a confession."
But then he walked it back on Twitter the next day. He's like, "Oh no, I was just saying that. Like, I think he was just looking for a reaction." By Michelle Beadle. It was a good one, though.
I think it's really funny either way.
Yeah, either way,
if he
it's
did,
great.
he took a wheelchair so he could have the excuse.
Well, yeah, I think they carried him off.
Yeah.
So no one could watch. Look at the. I think he had a little accident.
No, See, I think it was.
I think he had an accident.
Knowing that if you're gonna if that caliber of a player has to leave a game for, call it 4 to 9 minutes if you want to, if you're gonna leave a game for that, you're gonna need a pretty good reason why.
For sure.
Yeah.
So a wheelchair. Look, maybe he saw it and went
with it.
It's right.
That happened in the Stanley Cup Finals a few years ago. I want to say Ben Bishop of the Lightning left the game for like a half hour because he had some like
Tummy issues?
some bowel issues.
Some tummy issues, huh?
So they had the backup,
really
but they
bad
didn't like do
What are you
anything. They just
supposed
like
to
took
do?
him off the ice and then put the backup on. No one knew what was going on, and then he just came back out like a half hour later. Like, what happened? And then you found out afterwards, but.
It's not like you got a sore shoulder and you can just toughen up and rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah,
This is true.
That's like there's been
Take
plenty
care
of
of your
NFL players
business.
to say they just go in the huddle. They'll go in the huddle. They don't even care.
The what?
Mark Schlereth has said it tons of
they
times.
just
He said
pee
when
down-
he was with
pee
the
down their leg?
Broncos, he would just pee in the huddle when they're in there, just in his jockstrap or whatever.
Yeah.
Just he's like, there's nothing else.
can
We're
do,
in
I
the middle of the
guess.
play. The clock's running. I can't go to the sidelines. I'm the center.
now-
Tony
now going-
Gonzalez said he did it all the time.
Like peeing's one thing. Like,
Well, yeah,
if
yeah,
you
for
can't-
sure, for
All
sure.
right, that's a
But
little
I'm
bit of being
still
an adult.
saying
If you
it's
can't
still-
hold your pee for another 3 minutes.
No, it's not the
and
same.
Go run inside.
Hey, but sometimes if he's been holding it for the whole first quarter, second quarter, they're in the.
Well, then that's
know.
when Jay's dad voice wants to come out right here and go. That's when you tell the kids before you get in the car. He's like, "All right, everybody use the bathroom. We're good to go.
Right.
Need to go tinkle first. All right, come
Yeah.
on." So
Yeah.
in pregame,
I probably should have made that distinction though before.
anybody need to use the restroom before we start this Super Bowl here, guys? No, you guys good? Okay. Cool.
No, I've
Go
heard
to
of
the
like
bus.
people in marathons doing that stuff, but never.
Oh yeah.
All
Running.
right, so
That's
marathon's
gross.
another different one. Yeah, and it's gross, but
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gross. Yeah.
Oh, that's like on the Bix. Those are some of the signs you see towards the end of the Bix. The never trust a fart.
Oh, no.
My first time running it, I'm like, that's a good point.
Yeah. You got to watch where you're running towards those middle areas. You got to look at the ground.
All right, we got to take a quick break. We will be right back. Vasco, Caitlin, Serge, and I here at the Hassel Palace.
Oscar's Pub is Bettendorf's newest spot for craft beer and cocktails. Located in front of the TBK Plex, facing Forest Grove Road, Oscar's is primed to help you party. On June 22nd, Oscar's is proud to welcome, for the first time to the Quad Cities, My Posse in Effect, a Beastie Boys tribute band from St. Louis. Tickets are on sale in advance for $10 through their Facebook page, or will be $15 at the door the day of. Festivities will start at 6 p.m. and the Posse will perform at 9. That's Oscar's Pub, 5027 Competition Drive in Bettendorf.
I think Antonio Brown has done anything but earn the benefit of the doubt. But that's not to say Ben Roethlisberger has been some great leader, that he is blameless in these situations. I think he created a situation where it's quite obvious whether your name is Antonio Brown or anybody else, you're going to end up at crossways with Ben Roethlisberger. His leadership has been anything but perfect, and I think he recognizes that.
The Will Kane Show, 2 till 5, on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
It's Golick and Wingo.
He's a lame duck coach. Don't tell that to Tillman Fertitta, the owner, who's the owner of the Rockets, who said, I think he just did me a favor. He goes, I'm going to tell you what I think from an owner's perspective. I don't know what lame duck means because he's under contract. Give me a break with that. Yeah. We all know what a lame duck, if it walks like a lame duck and it talks like a lame duck and it's got 1 year left on a contract with no extension, it's a lame duck head coach.
Golick and Wingo, mornings on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
I need a superhero.
I just donated my car to Arrowhead Ranch for their upcoming auto auction on October 19th.
How does that make you a superhero?
My donation will help at-risk youth. I can deduct it from my taxes, and they even came and picked it up from my cave.
Ah, my hero.
Time is running out. Visit arrowheadyouth.org and donate your vehicle to Arrowhead Ranch, and you too can be a superhero.
It's Golick and Wingo.
Talking to Chris Long, former NFL defensive end. What was the goal in mind, if there was one, in talking openly about marijuana use and the testing policies in the NFL?
The reaction on both sides kind of reinforced the stigma. I think we have a long way to go. In the NBA, you've got a ton of guys that have talked about it. You know, I've heard Al Harrington talk about it, Matt Barnes, who have been very forthright, and I think we lag behind as a league in the way we deal with it.
Golick and Wingo, mornings on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show him you love him. Keep him safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Some knowledge belongs to us and us alone. The way our girlfriends walk, talk, touch their hair. Details that only a sister can know about her girls. But what about our other girls? The ones we carry with us every day. Our bond with our sister girls gives life. But knowing your breasts can save it. Go to knowyourgirls.org for the facts you need on breast health. Brought to you by Susan G. Coleman and the Ad Council.
Sí, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
To recap for a second the sports stuff, Magic has said he wanted to fire Luke Walton. Magic says the Bus brothers are a problem because they both want power. And Magic says that Rob Pelinka is a backstabbing turd. That's not a quote, but that's what he said.
He also called Nick Young Shaggy.
That's right.
What's wrong with that?
The Dan Le Batard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5. From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5, KJOC Bettendorf.
Welcome back to ESPN 93.5. Don't hassle us for local here on the Hassle Palace. Brought to you by Done Right TV and Security Solutions. In studios, Dan Vasco from WHBF. Kayla Nichols sitting in for T. Roy. Serge is on the Vans Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment thread. And I'm just Jay.
Just Jay.
Yeah.
Jay-Bird.
Yeah. There he is. Vasco, what have you been up to, buddy?
Not much, man. It's been a busy couple weeks, that's
Yeah.
for sure. State tournament was out in Des Moines like 3-4 times maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah, some hot days. For soccer, was there for the boys tournament. Then I went there for the quarterfinals for Assumption Girls Soccer. They won 10-0, so that was exciting. But yeah, just a couple days off here and trying to relax. It's been a busy couple weeks for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, Assumption girls are pretty good in soccer.
They are pretty good. Yeah. 8 titles, 9 years. I think it's safe to call them a dynasty. It's pretty impressive. The 4-year run that they've had here with 4 straight titles, they've outscored their opponents 58-1 in the state tournament.
Oh boy!
Wow.
They've given up a single goal in 4 years. So that just shows you how good their defense is, let alone, I mean, their offense is incredible. So, but they are going to lose. They're losing 3 or 4. They're losing like 4 or 5 actually really good seniors. So, I mean, they've been a powerhouse though. They've withstood a lot of good seniors. So I think the program will be just fine.
Yeah.
And now it's just focusing a little bit on the Iowa side of softball and baseball. Right?
Yeah, softball and baseball getting going a couple weeks ago. Got started up, so we've got that to focus on throughout the summer. Obviously, John Deere Classic's going to creep up on us. We're just like a month away from that, so that's always almost a month-long process. So we'll get working on that shortly too.
Oh yeah.
And the Chase and Randall Dream Big basketball camp was this weekend as well. So yeah, that was cool. Great to see them go out there.
Well, the other thing that's crazy is, trying to fight to get through June because there's just so many like softball tournaments and everything else we're doing. But July in this area, July will get right past you. It'll blow right because you have 4th of July, like you said, the John Deere Classic. Then you have the Bix. Before you know it, it's August, and you're trying to figure out where your summer went. So, no, I saw some of the highlights last night from Assumption boys baseball versus Pleasant Valley. I'm going to give a shout out to those guys. Both have very good looking uniforms.
Yeah,
so
right.
I was like, this is guys.
I'm digging it.
Yeah, I really need to step the game up for designing the 10U softball uniforms if it's going to look like this. So that was pretty good. And the other thing going on tonight, I'm going to the Paul McCartney show.
Oh, you are going to go there?
Yeah.
Nice. I was, Adam was just texting me, Adam Rosso from Hawkeye Headquarters, and he said he was thinking about going last minute. He looked them up. There's still, you could find some tickets for like $90, he said, which is, yeah. He found some on Craigslist, he said he found.
Okay, I was going to say.
But they're out there,
It's, my wife and daughter are off to New York City for like a little trip. I don't know why, but they wanted to go.
Just to go on the trip?
And then
nice.
And then I was like, well, and I had these tickets, and wife was like, you should take Ben, my 7-year-old. I was like, he's gonna hate it, but I had him watch some YouTube of Paul McCartney, and he's like, sure. So it'll be a little bonding experience. We'll go for a little bit, and I'll probably sneak out a little early just to get through the traffic, though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. What do you think?
But he's gonna save the best for last. You know
it's
that.
Paul McCartney. I think everything from beginning to end is pretty good.
I know, but there's.
What is the encore? What do you think the encore is that you need to stick around for?
I mean, that's
Amazed?
a good question.
Amazed?
No, it wouldn't be an
A Day in the
encore though.
Life?
I'm thinking maybe Jet.
Little Wings?
Or Band on the Run. Maybe he'll do something like that.
Isn't that Wings too?
Yeah, but he still
I know.
can play their music.
Of course, yeah.
Or he'll end with like Hey Jude.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yesterday. Yeah, it's got to stay up.
It's got to be like something everyone like an uplifting.
Well, I thought the same thing. Not to say that Kenny Loggins is in the same realm as Paul McCartney, but I thought the same thing when he's at the Mississippi Valley Fair back in like 2008 or 2009. That was it. I thought for sure you got to start off with Danger Zone. You got to get the crowd going, and he did not.
Did he end with it? Was that the?
Yeah, I think.
See, because a lot of them they want to keep people staying around.
Yeah. I'm pretty
But
sure.
usually with superstars like them, I don't think you need much more motivation to stick around. But
So I feel like whatever I watched on YouTube, his concert's pretty much what he's gonna do tonight. So I think he's gonna start with dear Lord, what did I get? No, I can't remember what I saw. That was a Beatles song.
like a classic Beatles,
Yeah,
like
it
Love
was a
Me
classic.
Do or something like that.
Yeah, it was a
Day
classic
Tripper.
Beatles. So I don't know. I'm not a huge Beatles guy, but I was like, yeah, we gotta go. So
Yeah. I regret not seeing Elton John when he came out here a couple years ago.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
now he's not even touring anymore and might not at all. But I recommend the movie, Rocket Man. It's
Oh,
awesome.
really?
Yeah, that just
Awesome.
came out, right?
Yeah.
I,
So good.
I did not see Billy Joel and Elton John in St. Paul at the XL Center, and I still regret it to this day.
Together?
Yes. $88.
Man.
Yeah,
$88.
serious regret then.
$88, and my
That's
buddy's
incredible.
like, nah, and I was like, what? The other regret that I have, and my thing is, I always have to come back to I need to go to more concerts. I need to, and especially the situation here where I was like, I can't pass this up. But I passed up tickets, and I'm not a big fan. I wasn't a big fan of them, but I passed up tickets to see the Grateful Dead, their last show.
Oh.
And
Where was it?
It was in
Where-
Chicago.
It was okay.
And I had a softball tournament that I was playing in, and I was like, I'll catch him next year. And Jerry Garcia passed away the next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So since then I was like, I don't want to miss. I've always told myself, don't miss a concert if you can. But then I did the Billy Joel, Elton John.
We're lucky enough that generation of music is still touring. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
the
true.
Rolling Stones
That's
are still
incredible.
playing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, that era is not going to be around for much longer.
We need to get more concerts around here, though.
I agree.
'Cause,
It's a good spot for him too.
I think our next big concert. Well, Bryan Adams is coming.
Yeah.
Next month. Or-
Yeah, something like that.
And then the
who's coming to the Mississippi Valley Fair? It's like another country artist, right?
Dan and Shay or something, or Slay. I have no idea.
No, it was a bigger one. It was like
Brooks and Dunn. I don't know.
I feel like
I
Brooks
don't
and
know.
Dunn has been to the fair like.
Well, Caitlin, this is right up your alley. You don't know what's
way
going on.
too-
You've
I haven't
away.
been to the fair in
You've
like
been away too long.
6-7 years.
Oh, you said you haven't been?
No.
Oh, do you go at all?
No.
Vasca, do you go at all?
well, I'm usually working when it's going on, but I did go
Doing
last
the
year.
FFA tent.
Let's
Do
see
you
who's
get to
playing.
judge the FFA for them?
I
Are you a
wish.
celebrity judge?
I wish. Oh man,
I've been
that'd be
informed
good.
that I have to go this year.
Why? Who's playing?
I don't think
Oh.
it's about who's playing. It's just like some of my friends are like, no, you're going. What do you mean I'm going? You can't make me go to the fair.
It's all right.
Yeah,
I
Brooks and Dunn are going to be there.
Both of them?
Boot Scoot Boogie.
So it's Dan and Shay.
Yeah.
They're going to have both kinds of music out there, country
Oh,
and western.
Jake Owen,
Jake Owen.
Jake Owen.
Tesla, Nickelback, and Brad Paisley.
Oh,
Nickelback.
that's Brad Paisley is who I was
Tesla,
thinking.
Brad
There we go.
Paisley. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh wait, Nickelback is coming too.
Yeah, Saturday.
How about that?
Yeah, doesn't he have to? Yeah, Brad Paisley. He's all right.
Yeah, I feel like he's been making music for forever.
Well, yeah. So is George Strait. He's still going.
That's true.
And he's going to be in Kansas City. I'm going to go try and see him this year.
48 days, 17 hours, 2 minutes, and 31, 30, 29 seconds.
There's a countdown.
Countdown for the
There
fair.
is a
Oh
countdown
my
for the
gosh.
fair.
No.
When I used to teach at Davenport West, man, kids would get really excited about the lineup announcement and getting those fun cards.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what else we get to look forward to when it's fair week? Social media posts. Anybody got a fair card? They're not worried. Anyone got a fair thing?
Oh,
They're
man,
not gonna
yeah,
sell
trying
them.
to-
Yeah.
Anybody got a fun card?
They don't feel like paying $80.
That's just the best. All right, so tomorrow night's the Game 7 of the NHL. Who do you like, Pascal?
Boston. They've been more consistent and they've had the dominant wins. St. Louis has had some close wins, you know. So I would take the Bruins over this one. Plus, I always err on who has better goaltending for a win or go home situation. I'll go with Tuukka Rask and the Bruins on that one. It's been a great series though. It's
So
been a lot of fun to watch.
I guess it's gonna be, instead of Gloria, it's gonna be what was the song that we had for them? Dirty Water Standals. Yeah, Dirty Water.
I've heard
Or they should play the other Gloria from Van Morrison.
Right.
Do
That's
that
the one
one.
I thought we were talking about first.
Yeah,
But the-
because
but the
Adam
one-
posted something about
But
that
the one
too.
that
yeah.
they're actually playing, ever since you informed us of that, Jay, I've heard it a ton on the radio now.
Dirty Water?
No, Gloria.
No, Gloria. It's a toe tapper. That's what they're getting at there. All right, well, want to thank Hallie Martin from 7G coming in. Kaylee Golden from the Quad City River Band's coming in, and we'll see how that whole thing works with the Snapchat glasses when they upload that. And we'll get some time to go in there. Vasco, thank you so much for coming in, talking to us, and really hammering home that it was a double turn, and now everyone's favorite is the Golden State Warriors, and now America hates Toronto Raptors. So.
Yeah, that was a good twisting of my words right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I knew where he was going.
Kaylin, thank you so much for stepping in for T-Roy. If you're not doing anything tomorrow, same time.
Perfect.
We'll talk about it off the air. Serge, you're the best.
I try, buddy.
You know what, Serge? You're the Kevin Durant of this show. You still make it.
And
in.
he's injured.
He's injured. He's injured. You make it.
And he's matching so well today.
Have a hassle-free Tuesday.
KJOC Bettendorf. ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi right now. Star forward Kevin Durant